What if the person you're falling for is the last person you should ever touch? Not because of some cheesy romance rule. I mean literally, one brush of skin against skin, and your perfect, normal life is haunted forever. Welcome back, everyone. Today, we're diving deep into the K-drama that's got Netflix buzzing this summer, Spooky in Love. We're talking episodes 1 through 4, and trust me, if you're not watching this yet, you're missing what might be the most addictive blend of horror, romance, and 𝗙𝗿𝗲 family warfare on television right now. So grab your popcorn, maybe leave the lights on, and let's get into it. Episode 1 opens with a question that immediately crawls under your skin. It's the middle of the night. A hooded figure is digging in the woods. The shovel hits something hard, and suddenly, a hand emerges from the dirt. But here's the twist. The person holding that shovel isn't a murderer trying to hide a body. She's trying to find one. Meet Yori, played by the absolutely magnetic Park Eun-bin. On the surface, she's everything you'd envy. A chaebol heiress, the CEO of Reina Hotel, granddaughter of the terrifyingly powerful chairwoman B.pic Jung. She has the wardrobe, the penthouse, the aura of someone who was born into gold. But Yori has a secret, a deadly, lonely secret. She sees ghosts, and not just friendly little Casper types. We're talking about the restless spirits of people who died unjustly. They come to her at night, they whisper in her ear, and worst of all, they lead her to their own corpses. Now, how did this happen? We learned that years ago, Yori was in a yacht accident. She nearly drowned, and ever since she recovered, the veil between our world and the next has been permanently ripped open for her. But here's the real kicker. If she touches someone with her bare skin, that person gets cursed too. They start seeing exactly what she sees. And let me tell you, that curse has already destroyed her engagement. Her fiancé ran for the hills after he caught a glimpse of her world. So Yori lives in isolation. She wears gloves everywhere. She doesn't touch people. She doesn't let people in. She is, in every sense of the word, untouchable. Enter Ma Gang-uk. Jong Sejong plays our prosecutor with this perfect mix of righteous fury and, well, absolute terror. Because Gang-uk has one weakness. He is deathly afraid of ghosts, which makes him a pretty ironic partner for a woman who sees them every day. Gang-uk is currently in career purgatory. He was demoted to the cold case unit after he had the guts to charge a politician's son with murder. That son? Park Sung-jae, a professional golfer. Smug, rich, connected, and currently engaged to Yori's cousin, Cheon-hari. Oh, and he definitely murdered his girlfriend. Gang-uk knows it, but the system let him walk. So how do our two leads meet? Coincidence? Fate? Call it what you want, but it's electric. Gang-uk is investigating evidence in the woods. He sees the hooded figure digging. He confronts her. They wrestle. And just as things get intense, the police show up and assume well, let's just say they assume it's a very different kind of late-night activity. But Yori wasn't digging for treasure. She was digging because a ghost told her exactly where the body was buried. And if you think that's their only meet-cute, think again. Later that night, thugs back into Yori's car outside a bar where Gang-uk is drinking with his colleagues. She chases them. He jumps in her car. And here's where it gets wild. Yori is getting directions from someone in the back seat. Someone only she can see. A ghost. They intercept the thugs. Yori points to the trunk. And inside, the body of a murdered taxi driver. Gang-uk is stunned. How does this woman know things she couldn't possibly know? He tracks her down to the Reina Hotel using one tiny clue. Her exclusive designer sneakers caught on CCTV. He barges into her office. She stumbles backward. He catches her by the arm. And the episode freezes on one agonizing question. Will their bare skin touch? Episode 2 picks up exactly where we left off. And yes, he catches her. But before any skin-to-skin curse can trigger a full-blown haunting, the moment passes. For now, but the damage is done. Gang-uk is obsessed. He needs to know who this woman is, how she found that body, how she knew about the taxi driver. So he keeps pushing. He keeps showing up. And eventually, Yori does something she hasn't done in nearly a decade. She tells someone the truth. She looks him dead in the eye and says a ghost led her to the murder victim. And the look on Gung-K's face? Priceless. Because here's a man who lives on facts, evidence, and court documents. And now he's being asked to believe in the undead. But here's what makes episode 2 so compelling. It's not just about the supernatural. It's about the deal they strike. Yori has access to witnesses that no living person can reach. Gung-K has the legal power to actually do something with that information. She can find the bodies. He can put the killers away. It's a chaotic partnership. It's messy. It's completely unprofessional. And it is absolutely irresistible to watch. We also get our first real look at the Vipers in Yori's world. Her cousin Cheon-Hari, played by Jo Hae-ju, is smiling to her face while plotting behind her back. Hari wants the Reina Hotel empire. Her mother wants it too. And they're both willing to use Yori's isolation against her. Oh, and remember Park Sung-jae, the murderer Gung-K tried to put away? He's not just walking free. He's engaged to Hari. He's infiltrating the family. And he has a vendetta against our prosecutor that's about to explode. By the end of episode 2, one thing is crystal clear. Yori and Gung-K are bound together now. Not by choice, but by something much stronger. The dead won't leave them alone. And neither will the living. If episode 1 was the setup and episode 2 was the spark, episode 3 is where spooky and love grabs you by the throat and refuses to let go. We open with Yori and Gung-K in the ocean. They've fallen off a cliff together. And at the bottom, the dead body of a young woman named 𝗖𝗍. This is the case that takes them to Jeju Island. 𝗖𝗍 was a haenyeo, a female sea diver, pushed into the water and left to drown. The culprit? Another woman named Hae-na, who stole 𝗖𝗍's precious haenyeo outfit, an outfit that belonged to 𝗖𝗍's grandmother. When 𝗖𝗍 confronted her, Hae-na called her a nobody and shoved her into the sea without a second thought. Yori and Gung-K solve it. Hae-na is arrested. Justice for once is served. But here's what's beautiful about this episode. After they wrap the case, Yori hands Gung-K evidence from a phone and walks away. She genuinely believes she'll never see him again. She's protecting him. Protecting herself. Because getting close to people has only ever ended in pain. But fate, or maybe the ghosts themselves, have other plans. Back in Seoul, Yori's grandmother drops a bomb. She wants Yori to marry Kang Min-hwan. Yes, that Min-hwan. The polished, perfect CEO of the rival CL Hotel and Resort Group. Played by Ahn Sung-woo. He seems charming. He seems reasonable. But make no mistake. This man is ambitious, insecure, and dangerous. He wants recognition. And he'll manipulate anyone, even family, to get it. But here's the twist in Min-hwan's story. He and Yori go way back. High school. She once found him overhearing that he was adopted. And in one of the most tender flashbacks we get, Yori walked up behind him and covered his ears. She protected him from the words that would have shattered him. He never forgot that. He's obsessed with her. And now his mother and Yori's grandmother are trying to force them together. Meanwhile, Hari and her mother are cooking up their own scheme. They want Hari to marry Min-hwan instead and steal the entire business right out from under Yori. But let's get to the moment everyone's talking about. Yori, burdened by her grandmother's marriage demands, by the loneliness of her curse, by the weight of every ghost who won't leave her alone, goes to a barbecue restaurant and gets completely, utterly drunk. And who happens to be there? Gung-K, with his colleagues. He sees her. She's a mess. She's loud. She's sad. She's heartbreaking. And instead of walking away, he stays. He helps her. He holds her up. And when she nearly crashes into a car on the street, he grabs her bare hands to pull her back. He doesn't know it yet, but in that moment, he's been cursed. The next day, Yori, mortified, buys him a luxury gift to apologize for tearing his shirt while drunk. He tries to return it. Her assistant refuses. So he shows up at her house that night. And that's when the horror begins. Gung-K starts seeing a ghost. A little boy. At first, he thinks it's a prank. Then the boy shows up in his apartment, in his bedroom, staring at him. He runs back to Yori in absolute terror, and she realizes what happened. The touch, the curse. He's seeing what she sees now, but instead of abandoning him, she does something incredible. She teaches him. She shows him that these ghosts aren't just here to scare him. They're here because they need help. The little boy leads them to a car crash site. His father and sister are still alive, trapped in an overturned car. The boy died, but his last promise to his dad, to look after his sister, has kept him tethered to this world. They save the survivors. And in that moment, 𝗖𝗄𝗃 doesn't just see ghosts anymore. He understands them. He understands her. And then he does the unthinkable. He takes her hands again, knowing exactly what it means, knowing he'll see more horrors. But he does it anyway, because for the first time in her life, someone is choosing to share her burden instead of running from it. It is romantic. It is devastating. And it changes everything. Episode 4 opens with 𝗖𝗄𝗃 living the nightmare that Yori has survived for 10 years. He can't sleep. He's paralyzed by fear half the night. He's seeing spirits everywhere. So Yori becomes his coach. His ghost sensei, if you will. She teaches him the rules. Throw salt. Eat the smelliest food you can find. And most importantly, pretend you're not afraid, even if you're terrified. Because ghosts can smell fear. It's hilarious. It's heartwarming. And it's the moment where this show truly finds its identity. It's not just a horror show. It's not just a romance. It's a story about two people learning to survive the impossible together. But don't get too comfortable, because the living are just as dangerous as the dead. Remember Hari? She learns that Min Hwan is obsessed with Yori, and she also learns that Yori has been spending time with 𝗖𝗄𝗃. She puts 2 and 2 together and realizes the ghost-seeing curse might still be active. She runs straight to Sung-jae with this information. And Sung-jae is being released. The system failed again. 𝗖𝗄𝗃 is pulled off the case. And Sung-jae walks out of custody with a smirk and a plan. He threatens 𝗖𝗄𝗃. He uses Yori's name as leverage. And then, in the most chilling sequence of the season so far, he has Yori kidnapped at night. His plan? Drug her. Make it look like an overdose or a scandal. Destroy her reputation. And with Yori out of the picture, Reina Hotel falls straight into Hari's lap. 𝗖𝗄𝗃's grandmother visits him that same night. She makes him food. She warns him, almost prophetically, not to leave the house. It's dangerous for him tonight. But he doesn't listen, because he feels it. He knows Yori is in trouble. He races to save her. He fights off Sung-jae's men. He pulls her out of that nightmare. And just as he's about to get her into the car, just as freedom is literally one step away, Sung-jae floors the gas pedal and slams into him. 𝗖𝗄𝗃 is thrown into the air. The screen goes silent. The hospital scene that follows is brutal. The doctors can't stabilize him. Yori stands there, watching the man who chose her curse over his own safety, bleeding out on a gurney. And she breaks. She sobs. She blames herself. Because in her mind, this is her fault. Her curse. Her haunted life, infecting everyone who dares to get close. And then, he appears in front of her. 𝗖𝗄𝗃, standing in the hallway, looking at her. And Yori, through tears, runs to him. She hugs him. She asks the question that stopped all of our hearts. Did you have to die? Just to meet me again? Is he dead? Is he a ghost? The episode cuts to black without answering. The preview for episode 5 deliberately hides him. And we are left screaming at our screens. 4 episodes in, and Spooky in Love has already done something remarkable. It has taken a premise that could have been silly, a ghost-seeing heiress and a scaredy-cat prosecutor, and turned it into something genuinely moving. This is a show about loneliness, about the terror of being unseen, about what happens when your truth is so unbelievable that you have to hide it from everyone you love. Park Eun-bin is delivering a masterclass in duality. 1 minute, she's a steel-heeled CEO wielding a baseball bat like a weapon. The next, she's a shattered girl who hasn't been hugged in 10 years. And Yang Se-jong, he's the perfect foil. A man so afraid of the dark, yet so willing to walk through it if it means standing beside her. The ratings tell the story too. The show opened at just over 3% and has already climbed to nearly 5.8%. Word is spreading. And if episodes 1 through 4 are any indication, we are in for a wild, heartbreaking, terrifying ride. So here's my question to you. Do you think 𝗖𝗄𝗂 is really dead? Or is there something else going on? And more importantly, are you Team Yori and 𝗖𝗄𝗂? Or are you suspicious of Min Hwan's true intentions? Drop your theories in the comments. Smash that subscribe button if you want weekly breakdowns. And if you're not watching Spooky in Love yet, what are you waiting for? The dead are restless. The romance is real. And I'll see you here next week for episodes 5 and 6. Stay spooky, everyone.